In situ leach mining. What is that? What does it do? What does it even mean? Well, in situ means in location. It's a fairly commonly used term, just meaning we're going to do whatever it is right there at the site. Kind of simple thought, right? So we're going to mine in a location, and leach mining is the use of solvents and chemicals to dissolve the minerals you want into the liquids, the solutions below the soil, and then you put wells around that. If you know which way the water from the area generally flows, you put these wells downstream, and they suck up this water with these parts per millions of minerals and send it to a refiner somewhere. So the challenge with in situ leach mining, the thought is, well, if we dump in 10 gallons of acid at the center of this circle, it will take about 6 months to leach through the soil and reach our extraction wells, be pumped out, extracted from the water, and then that water is injected back into the system somewhere further down, minus those minerals and those acids. That's the general idea. That is in situ leach mining. As I understand now, there's 2 or 3 in the United States in operation. One might be, I'm not positive of that number because good luck finding some of this information. So that dependency of the downflow wells picking up all of those acids and all of the leached out minerals that occur from this process is questionable. The return, so how much do you get back? If you inject 10 gallons of acid at point A and you have 10 wells in a radius around, will those 10 wells retrieve that 10 gallons? Or will you only get 6 gallons back and the other 4 are lost? That is the challenge. This is what we're doing in Fukushima. In situ leach mining. We're trying to monitor and recover the washout from underground activities that we know well about and how they work. These things move. These in situ leach mines have proven to decimate water supplies. That is one reason there's not very many of them. They're very hard to license under the old EPA anyway. Now I bet the rules have changed, but would you know? So this in situ leach mining has left waste. They're on hazardous waste site lists, or they're not, and they should be. But hey, what's a little bit of acid in your drinking water? What's a little bit of acid in your aquifer? When these constituents are removed from however they're atomically bond, the molecules that they're bound with in matter, how they're bound. So we could actually be destabilizing minerals, releasing them into the environment in a form and a constituency much more harmful to all life. I'm not speaking just to human life. This is life of the planet. So this is our grandchildren's future. This is the drinking water in your bottled water bottles. So in situ leach mining. Now, why is this relevant? I mentioned that this technique is being used at the Fukushima site. That groundwater retainment system and the monitoring system on the outside, the ALP system pumping water out. This is all the same sciences, the same type of understanding of what we do, how we do. So in situ leach mining is big. Are we going to do more? Do we do it in the ocean? Can other countries do this? Who watches these things? A global mining industry comes into a state and plays games with their intelligence. It's cheaper to buy politicians than it is to buy a scientist or uh, pollution. Pollution of every aspect. Our politics is polluted by shallow conversations, and people paid paid to do these things in our society cause this churn. More coffee time. In situ leach mining. Want to know more? Want to know why it's important? Want to know why An array of radiation detectors sits along the Hanford Reach, watching the outflow from the area, and very rarely gets reported on because it's corporate. It's on corporate property, corporate science. It's owned. It goes into our common river, that little tiny, what's it called? River that runs up, on the west coast and supplies drinking water to about a third of the nation, supplies cooling water for nuclear reactors, supplies, I said, drinking water, fish, wildlife habitat. What would one bad day mean? Folks are working to close down CGS. I support them and wish them luck. But their politicians are bought. Hard to get around.